Hello. You just read an article about the impacts of climate change. In this video, we will focus on one of those impacts, rising sea levels. As we have learned on many occasions during this course, the Earth is getting warmer. One of the consequences of this is that sea levels around the world are rising, becoming higher. We will look at two main reasons why this is happening: thermal expansion and melting ice. We will look at some of the potential impacts of this rise on people around the world. The fact that sea levels are rising is clear. Over the last century, 100 years, sea levels around the world have risen between 10 and 20 centimeters. Let's look at the reasons why a warmer planet causes a rise in sea levels. The first reason is something called thermal expansion. This means an increase in the size of a solid or liquid because of a rise in temperature. For example, a thermometer works because the liquid expands as the temperature rises. Because of global warming, the oceans, as well as the atmosphere, are getting warmer. In the past century, the oceans have become about 0.1 degrees Celsius warmer. This does not sound like a lot, but warmer oceans expanding have caused about half of the rise in sea levels in the past century. The second reason why sea levels are rising is melting ice. The majority of the ice in the world is at the North and South poles. Although we might think that these places are the same all year round, the poles have a summer and a winter, just like on the rest of the Earth. In the summer, a lot of ice melts, and in the winter, it freezes again. This process has been going on for millions of years. However, because of global warming, the ice at the poles is thinner, and the amount of area it covers is smaller. Therefore, it melts more easily in the summer, increasing the volume, the amount of space that a substance occupies, of water in the oceans. These rising sea levels are going to have a serious impact on people around the world. Around 40% of the world's population lives within 100 kilometers of the coast. Densely populated cities, meaning cities where a lot of people live in a small area, such as Shanghai, Jakarta, and Hanoi, are in danger of flooding from a rise in sea levels. In the USA, 5 million people live less than 1.5 meters above sea level. People who live in cities on the coast, such as New York and Miami, are at risk of flooding from even a small rise in sea levels. If the flooding is too much, people may have to leave their homes either temporarily or permanently to be safe. People that need to leave their homes is just one impact of rising sea levels. Seawater contains salt, so we cannot drink it. Rising sea levels will contaminate, make something unclean or impure, freshwater sources, the water that we use to drink. It will also make things more difficult for farmers, plants, and animals, and will have a huge economic impact on coastal areas. So, in this video, we looked at rising sea levels. We looked at the causes, thermal expansion and melting sea ice, and some of the impacts on people around the world, such as flooding of major cities and contamination of drinking water. Next, you are going to test your knowledge of this unit's vocabulary by playing a game.